Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Trading Card Game live video. My name is Jamie and today I'll be taking you through the first place deck that featured last weekend's Latin American International Championships. But of course, just before we do go to the video, if you do like this sort of content and you want to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, then as always be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course like this video. So let's have a look at the list. So this is another Gardevoir variant. So it's been such a super popular archetype ever since it's been released. Of course, it's had some change along the way. There's lost Kirlia, but that seems to not have affected it too much. Some techs have been dropping things like Drifloons. It's also got the addition of Jellicent as well. But let's have a look at this deck and see how it compares from the regional list. That was the third place list at the Las Vegas Regional Championships in the US. So yeah, I mean, we all know Gardevoir by now. Stage 2, 310 HP Psychic type, so when it's knocked out you can see 2 prize cards. Miracle Force 190 for 2 Psychic Energy colors and removes all special conditions attached or affected, or special conditions that it has, so to say. But it's predominantly used for its ability here, Psychic Embrace. As often as you like, you can attach a Psychic Energy card, a basic Psychic Energy card, from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon or your bench Psychic Pokemon. Actually to one of your Psychic Pokemon in general. And if you do, you put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So normally this would be a bad thing, but there's lots of ways to utilize this to make it better. So let's have a look. So the obvious inclusion is to obviously use Munkidori, and if you put energy onto your Gardevoir, you just move the energy over, and it helps you set up different types of plays there. You can 2-shot things, you can or even potentially even 1-shot depending on how many Munkidori you have in play and depending what you're up against. So that's kind of the general idea, is to move the damage over. But if you want to utilize that, I suppose you can also with Munkidori, if you're putting the energy onto Jellicent as well, to power up its Power Press attack there as well, you can also move the damage over. But the obvious inclusion, or the obvious Pokemon that you want to usually compare that with, is things like Screamtail for Roaring Scream. So this can do 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. For each damage counter that's on this Pokemon, so of course when you put more damage counts on this Pokemon, then you do more damage and you can hit anything on the bench as well, so it's not just restricted to the active spot. And this Pokemon here, which a lot of people have been dropping in their Guardian list, so not too many people have been playing. I still think it's really good. I don't know why people wouldn't play at least one copy, because with Bravery Charm and you stick and you get damage onto this Drifloon. So Bravery Charm puts it up to 120 HP, so put damage counters on it until it has 100 HP. And then you can hit for 300 damage, which is really, really strong. So certainly can knock out most things in the format. And of course, the downside is that, of course, if it only has 20 HP left, then your opponent can, if they've got a Munkidori, they can move damage over and knock out your Drifloon. So that's something to be considerate of. So maybe it depends on the matchup, what matchup you're up against, whether or not you want to put down Drifloon or even Screamtail for that matter. So, but that's the idea, is to just put lots of damage counters onto Drifloon. And there's also cards to recover it as well, so if later game you want to get it back, you can also do that and just put more damage counters onto Drifloon. Yeah, but without a Bravery Charm, you're hitting 180, which is still pretty solid as well. So, but yeah, the other Pokemon which you've already kind of touched on a little bit, you can also power up as well as Jellicent. So of course 160 is not bad. However, it has this ability here, Oceanic Curse. So when it's in the active spot, your opponent cannot play any item cards. All tool cards from their hand. Really, really strong. So you'd be surprised about the amount of matchups where even if you have a type disadvantage, just locking them out of item cards can often be game changing. So really, really strong. There's a 2-1 line there as well, so very similar to the last build. So, and of course the other final inclusion, minus the Fezandipiti for Flip the Script, is of course a Clefairy to make the Dragapult matchup very much in your favour with this ability here, Fairy Zone. And also Full Moon Rondo, it's not a bad attack either in its own right, so that's the idea. Trainers, very, very standard again, what you kind of expect for a Guardi build. So 4 Lillies, 4 Iono, 2 Arven, 1 Turo's there, can be used offensively as well as defensively as well, so also very good. Especially with damage spread decks and things like that. Ultra Balls, so Ultra Balls very high, predominantly speaking because you want to try and get as many energy in your hand as possible, especially with things like Earthen Vessel, and then ditch the energy with Ultra Ball later to get it back with Gardevoir. So you have that as well. Rare candies, 2 rare candies in there, Night Stretcher, Nest Ball's A spec of choice is Secret Box, so that seems to be the play that most builds are going with. Super Rod, 1 counter catcher. So interestingly, only 1 counter catcher in this deck. That is a little bit different from other builds. Some builds will play like a 2-1, like 2 counter catcher, 1 bosses, or even just counter catcher as well. That could also work. And yeah, 2 Bravery Charm, so very, very good for things like Screamtail and for things like Drifloon. 1 Technical Machine Evolution, Artazon, and of course the new ace spec, the new Stadium card, Mystery Garden there, just to get Psychic Energy into the discard pile, and of course then draw more cards as well. That's also an added benefit, so cool. But otherwise, nothing really too out of the ordinary here, very, very standard. And of course energy, oh, we're changing our deck box, we do not want to do that. Energy is looking a little bit like this, so 7 Psychic and just the 3 Dark in there, so that's 1 Dark for every Munkidori, which you play 3 of, so very, very standard. That is the idea of the deck. So I will leave it in the description box below. You can go check it out for yourself and let me know what you think. But as always, let's go play a game with it and see how it plays out in practice. Okay, well, let's see if we are going first or second. We can choose. Well, we'll go first, why not? So let's have a look. So for Ultra Ball, we've also got Arven's in there. We can ditch that. So Frillish. Frillish is a very good starter, especially because next turn we can go with a turn 2 Jellicent as well, trying to lock our opponent there. But yeah, we've got 2 Nest Ball in there, so we can also use Nest Ball to try and set up. That's fine. We've also got Artazon, and there's lots of different ways we can try and set up. So, all right, okay, we've got the Jellicent in hand. That's good. So, but otherwise not looking very good, at least until next turn. Next turn we can use Arven to try and get something, perhaps maybe a Secret Box. And then with Secret Box we can try and ditch some energy. Or just ditch cards in general, try and draw some more, I don't know. We shall see. But given that it's a Charmander build, given that it's a Charizard build, they do generally rely on Rare Candy, so we want to try and make sure that we item lock them by turn 2 at the very latest. Which it looks like very much they will do so, because we also have Jellicent in hand. So let's see. And of course we can, okay, it's a smart play on their side actually. I see it. So yeah, I mean what we can do here is we can also just item lock them and attach the energy, hit for 80 and get a knockout. That would also work. But yeah, could bring something up and try. I mean, we don't play bosses here. We just got the one counter catcher. But Screamtail also can hit around the bench as well, so that's also another potential option there to try and knock things out if we want to. So there we go. There is our Jellicent. Cool. So it kind of I don't know, like right now, if we want to really try and push. We know. Yeah, I'm just thinking because at this point, if we put down something here. They can then try and boss us around it and then open the opportunity to get items out. Which would then make things quite difficult for us, but I guess we should try and set up anyway. And just hope they don't have a bosses in hand, so... And let's get a Ralts. And then next time we've got Arven into Candy, and then that would work. So, cool. Let's just hit for 80. Go for the knockout there. Night Stretcher, double Night Stretcher, okay. So let's see. Well, we know at the very least, I mean, I suppose they could still get a Charizard out of the center. They would need bosses. Okay, well, they don't have bosses, so that's good. So they would need bosses, and then they would need the Candy and Zard. So, cool. Oh, interesting. Okay, was not expecting that. Thought it was more like a mono Zard build. Cool. All right. Well, it seems to be that Jellicent's doing its job here. So let's just Arven, try and keep them locked in a little bit longer. So this Candy. Do we want a Secret Box? Maybe I want to. I think we won't for now. Cool. We've got Lillie's in hand. Yeah. Okay. I'm just thinking if we want to get the Bravery Charm or not. Yeah, I think we will. Cool. Very good. So let's use Power Press. Only 80 damage, but it is knocking out the Charmander. So, and as long as they don't have a boss. Also, not bad. Okay. So let's see. Hilda, still no bosses, which means the Jellicent is going to remain active. Does mean though that they'll get a... Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, attach the Legacy Energy, right? There we go. Cool. And yeah, with the Legacy Energy... Oh, sorry, the Legacy. Enriching Energy. With Enriching Energy, yeah, they'll just take the +4, they run away, draw more cards. But still not doing anything. I mean, as long as this Jellicent is active, they are not evolving. So you can see just from this alone how disruptive this card is. And why it's just so good to open up with. I mean, literally, any deck that is reliant on evolutions, and especially with Rare Candy as well, this puts in so much work. And then even if it were a Dragapult build as well, you just put down the Clefairy and start hitting weakness as well. So, cool, Earthen Vessel, right. Let's stick an Artazon, let's get Artazon out, cool. Let's get a backup attacker in Drifloon maybe. Do we need Munkidori at this point? I don't think we really do. It's not doing too much. So let's get that there. Alright, the problem with playing Vessel at them, I guess... Alright, we'll There's your Turos right now. So... Get that. Let's try and push a little bit more. Cool, well maybe even Munkidori could have been playing Munkidori and then just get the Dark and attach it, but we don't really need it right now. Well, there's 2 Munkidori anyway, so there we go. Not bad. Dark, yeah, cool. We're looking very good. Looking very strong. Kirlia, okay. So against the Zard, yeah, I mean, what we want to do, like if they get Charizard out, what we want to do here really, put some damage on, move it over, and they do get bosses. Cool, Darty, that's fine. Rare Candy to Zard. Now that's changed things a little bit. It has changed things a little bit now. That's doing, yeah, I'm trying to work out how we get around that. How do we get around that? So that Charizard. So I think, I guess we have to get another Guardi out. I think that's probably the play here, to get another Guardi out. Because we need to get the energy into, yeah, let's have a look, cool. No energy in discount pile, so Mystery Garden, yeah, okay, yeah, so. Alright, I get, we have to get another Guardi out, I think. This is going to take knockout. Oh, okay, they didn't attack. That's very strange. Why did they not attack? Okay. That's very strange. I don't know why they didn't attack. Cool, let's get on the Ralts. Alright, so yeah, we'll stick an energy. How do we just get that out of the active spot as well? Let's Mystery Garden though. Attach energy, yeah. I think we'll hold out, we'll just use Lilies for the moment. Cool, alright, let's Vessel. Ditch that. And there we go, there's 2 there, yeah. Cool. 1, 2, and we'll ditch Iono. Actually, we don't really need Night Stretcher at the moment. I think that we'll get rid of that. Cool, let's get... We need another Vessel, I think. We've got Ultra Ball in hand as well. That's good. Probably Lilies for next turn, and a tool card. We'll just take Bravery Charm. Cool, let's get rid of that. Alright, yeah, we could also, yeah, we can Mystery Garden, why not? 2 there, cool, alright, let's just 1, 2. And I guess we'll get a Kirlia for next turn, I guess. I think did I put it down this turn? I can't remember. I did, yes. Cool, alright, so what do we lead with here is the question. Well, I think we're probably better leading. Let's Psychic Embrace. How many energy in discard? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 4, 6, 8 is 8 is 1. Yeah, why not? Cool. Or we hit 160, then we follow up next turn with the Drifloon. That could also work. I can hit 160 with the Jellicent. That might actually be the play. Or not, we allow them. Alright, let's just call that done for now. So treat that. Let's go with Drifloon. We're not really maximizing Drifloon as much as we possibly could, but that's okay. That's fine. It's enough damage, then we can follow this up for next turn and get the knockout. That's the most important thing. So 80 damage, 160. There we go. So that is 160, sorry, 240 even. Let's see which is even better, actually. So that's, sorry, because it's 30 times. Did I say 20? I meant 30. 30, I was thinking of Screamtail. So 240, which is good. So then next turn we can follow up with Jellicent if we want to. So big misplay there on their part. I don't know if they were supposed to not knock us out. I don't know. Or maybe they wanted to keep the Garni active in case we retreated it. I don't really know what they were thinking. But made a big difference in the grand scheme of things. It would have meant that we needed another turn at least to get out the Kirlia. Or sorry, a Gardevoir rolls into Gardevoir. Anyway, so we accept the knockout on this Drifloon, and then we can just lead with Jellicent, knock it out. It'd be interesting if they get another Zard this turn. That would also be interesting. Okay, so not this turn, but the next turn, that's okay. We can actually also Artazon. If this goes down, which I presume it will do, we're definitely sure. Oh, actually, speaking, if last turn's anything to go by, I'm not too sure. But we can Artazon for Screamtail, and then Screamtail to knock out this Charmeleon. Or if this Charizard retreats as well, we can just take the knockout on that as well. I don't know. So a few potential options here. We do still need the Dark Energy though. Sometimes, depending, sometimes it's better to go to 2 prizes than 1. In this case. Or maybe the play is here. Just thinking if we lead with Jellicent, we can item lock them. At least that's the only benefit, I suppose, of that. Countercatcher, are we likely to be able to use that? It doesn't look like it. Let's Artazon. Let's Screamtail. Bravery Charm on that. Can hit a bit more damage with that, so 240, yeah, okay. So we're gonna have to okay, we're gonna have to Psychic Embrace. There we go. So that is 3 energy on the Screamtail, which means we're hitting 120 damage. So we're just trying to evolve the Kirlia. And let's Lilies. We want to try and get a Dark Energy. And see. Okay, nice. We got 2. Stick 1 on here. And so we want to keep the Dark Energy on the Screamtail, but in terms of the other one, we can tell you what we can do. We can move some damage over. So we'll take the Guardi. We'll move the because we've got more damage counters there. So let's. What are we wanting to hit here is the question. Let's try and put this in range. It's got lower HP. We could put this in range. So the next turn we can Screamtail and try and knock it out. That would be the play. But cool. Alright, that's fine. Let's Power Press there. It's 160 damage. That's knockout. And see if this Jellicent goes down. Actually, maybe that might help us because then we can just use Psychic Embrace, put the energy onto Screamtail, and then knock out this on the bench. So I think we should have this now. I think we should have this. Megazard. Was not expecting that. I mean, it should be. Should say actually in terms of the format as well, it's not Phantasmal Flames, but still good practice nonetheless. Hilda. Alright, so I think that we've got game then. In fact, I'm pretty sure that we've got game. I mean, now that they played Hilda, unless I didn't see an A-Spec in there, unless they had, like, I don't know, Unfair Stamp or something, but even then, I think we've still got this. Oh, and of course, they play Enriching Energy because they play Bidon Sparse. So, cool. Right, so they knock out the Jellicent. Let's put the damage counters on to Screamtail and we'll get the knockout on the bench. Either or either, I think we've still got this, so we can get to 120, that's 240 damage, and we can even knock out the Fezandipiti. So they would need here to try and somehow scoop up 2 of those both EXs on the bench. Not forgetting that is that's a fire type in the active, that's not a dark type, so that means we're not weak to that. Although it can one-shot most things, I think. 270, no problemo. Cool, stick Screamtail. Could probably even get the damage even higher, I think, if we manipulate the damage right, but I can't bother to work it out. So let's Psychic Embrace. Yeah, because 3 is an odd number, so we can work out the if you work it out, I'm sure you can get even more damage, but it's not even... We've got game anyway. So, cool. So that's 120. Okay, they just conceded. So we just knock out basically the Fezandipiti on the bench, and that is game. Very, very good. But cool, very cool deck. Seen a lot of it recently. I'm hoping that when Phantasmal Flames becomes tournament legal, that we'll see some more decks, some more variations as well. I think that would be very, very cool. But that was the first place deck of the Latin American International Championships. So I'll leave the list in the description box below. You can go check that out and let me know what you think of the deck. I'll also post some other decks as well from the tournament as well. I'll do it over the course of this week, so stay tuned for that as well. But if you do like this type of content and you want to see some content or more content related to the Pokemon trading card game, then as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course like this video. That would be great. But otherwise, guys, there you pretty much have it. That was the first place deck there. That was Gardevoir EX, along with Jellicent EX as well there for you. So thank you very much for watching and see you all in the next one.